Okay, we're going to do the practice problems for Unit 7, Lesson 3. Alright, so starting off, decide whether each inequality statement is true or false and explain your reasoning. So is negative 5 greater than negative 2? False. And it is to the left of 2. Is 3 greater than negative 8? That's true. 3 is to the right. Negative 12 is greater than negative 15. True. Negative 12 is to the right. And B is negative 12.5 greater than negative 12. And that is false. Negative 12.5 is to the left. Number 2. Here's a true statement. Negative 8.7 is less than negative 8.4. Select all of the statements that are equivalent to negative 8.7 is less than negative 8.4. So A says negative 8.7 is further to the right than negative 8.4. That is not true. B says negative 8.7 is further to the left on the number line than 8.4. That is true. Negative 8.7 is less than negative 8.4. That is true. Negative 8.7 is greater than negative 8.4. That is false. Negative 8.4 is less than negative 8.7. That is false. It's greater than. And negative 8.4 is greater than negative 8.7, and that is true. So B, C, and F are the answers to that one. Number 3, the table shows 5 states and the lowest point in each state. Put the states in order by their lowest elevation. So the lowest is going to be negative, and it's California. So California, followed by Louisiana, because that's negative also. And then the next highest, let's cross that off. It's going to be New Mexico. And then Wyoming and Colorado. Okay, next page. Problem 4. Plot each of the following numbers on the number line. Label each point with its numeric value. So we're going to have 0.4 is going to be a little less than halfway to 1, right? So that's going to be 0.4, 0.4. And negative 1.5 is halfway between negative 1 and negative 2. Negative 1 is here. Oh, sorry. Negative 1 and 7/10 would be about there. And then negative 11/10 is negative 1 and 1/10, which is going to be there. Negative 11/10. So when you're doing that, you kind of have to pretend like if this is 1 and this is 2, this would be 1.5, and then you like 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.92, and 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. Try to make them like even as you can. And then number 5, each lap around the track is 400 meters. How many meters does someone run if they run 2 laps? 5 laps, or X laps. So if you're going twice, 400 twice is 800 meters. 5 laps, 400 times 5 is 2,000 meters. And X laps would just be 400 times X. So if Noah ran 14 laps, he ran 400 times 14, which is 5,600. And if Noah ran 7,600 meters, how many laps did he run? So this is the opposite. It's going to be a division problem, which is 7,600 divided by 400, which is equal to 19. Okay, and problem 6, a stadium can seat 16,000 people at full capacity. If there are 13,920 people in the stadium, what percentage of the capacity is filled? So you're saying 13,920 out of 16,000. So you're dividing 16,000 by 13,920. Nope, other way around. It's 13,920 divided by 16,000. And that you're going to need to add your decimal in there, which is going to be 0.87. And when you add the percent sign on, you have to take the decimal point off and move the decimal 2 places to the right. So it's 87 per, let me right there, 87%. And what percent of the capacity is not filled? Well, if it was 100% minus 87%, you get 13. So 13% is not filled. Okay, that's the end of the practice problems.